The fascinating thing with a car like the Miura is that at that time, the craft of drawing or illustrating the car before you started the design work on it was pretty crude. If you see drawings from this period of what the designer intended, they're pretty crude, clumsy things. But they had model makers, particularly in Bertone in this case, where this car was done, who understood how to make these gorgeous shapes. It's pretty likely often that the designer would only appear once every 2 weeks, maybe once a week for an afternoon. The guys would pretty much be left to it. And yet they understood how to make these kind of shapes. They understood the way that the metal would be shaped and folded.
What the Bertone modelers wanted was to capture a female muscularity in the curves of the Miura's body.
The shape of the car is very feminine. I think a masculine shaped car is much harsher, much more angular, probably much more disjointed shape. The shape of this is very continuous. The curves flow into each other in a very feminine way. One curve flows into another one, particularly around the wheel arch here. You get a great deal of softness, very pleasing kinds of shapes. It's amazing how much of the car is feminine. I mean, I think even the headlamps could be seen as being like the eyes on a 60s model. A lot of makeup around the eyes, emphasis on eyelashes, you could even say. The colours, absolutely outrageous. It's extraordinary. At the time, when this kind of car would have been red, black, silver, stuff like that, the customers actually wanted even more extreme statement from the car. They demanded that the factory should show them a new colour like this. That's where this green came from. It's now probably the feature about the car which people remember most, and it would be described as a Miura green. Normally this kind of colour wouldn't work well on a conventionally shaped car, but the sculpture's so strong on here that it works with the shape rather than against it. The shape through the door is wonderful too, because the curve that's come over the bonnet has developed along the door into a really fascinating detail. It's something that's very hard to model, where two surfaces cross over each other and they give you this little S shape here. But the clever bit is that that is formed by a duct which fades out to nothing here and has become the wheel arch instead. So you get a wonderful little shape here. You get what designers always like, which is a classic kind of Z-shaped reflection on there. Beautifully done.
In stark contrast to the Miura were the hard, angular, aggressive shapes of one of Bertone's later designs.